What's up my little DS? I'm sorry for not posting for like a month. I just had a bunch of fucking exams. Not really exams. More like projects and projects that were worth a lot of my grade and let's see if there is anything else. I don't think there is. So I'm trying to find a schedule that will work with my school schedule and my personal schedule and I think I have something and I might just start posting on weekends. But like there's no guarantee either way. I hope you like the video or don't. I don't really give a fuck.
Safe words. Yeah, if we want to get into more kinkier stuff, we have to have safe words. Kyumi said, lying naked next to a also naked Atsumu, snuggling closer to him. But why? The sex is great. I don't see a problem with it. Atsumu asked confusedly, not seeing the point of having a safe word. Listen, Achu, you've even mentioned that when you say stop you don't always mean it. It's not just confusing but risky too, he continued. I don't want to injure you whenever we have sex, or overwork you, or if I go too hard on you. Atsumu remained silent for a moment as he gave it some thought. Even if he doesn't actually believe it's necessary, Omi would feel more at ease if he were to use safe words. Atsumu rolled over and said, more like yawned, fine Omi, we'll try it, but I doubt we'll need it. Wait, Achu, I'm not done yet. I also want to talk to you about aftercare. You know, like when we get rough and you complain that your body hurts for a few days following. If we start administering aftercare, it might help with the healing process more quickly. Kyumi explained in a soft and gentle voice, massaging Atsumu's back. Atsumu simply hummed sleepily in response. Which told Kyumi his boyfriend didn't hear him nor was listening to him. He huffed, fine, but we will talk about this in the morning. Good night, my love. After only getting a grumble in response, Kyumi turned and pulled the string attached to the lamp, turning it off. Kyumi woke up with the sun in his eyes and a heavy weight on his chest, and was that a foot in his face? Disgusting. What the hell, Atsumu? Wake up. You do this every morning, and every morning it's always a new position. Kyumi said, moving the bleach blonde's foot away from his face, his voice not hiding any of his annoyance. He only received a grumble in response. Groaning, he used all of his energy, which was practically none, and flipped Atsumu over and off him. Receiving an irritated groan from the slightly shorter boy, he sat up and ran a hand through his hair, removing it from in front of his face. Raising his hands above his head, he stretched before groaning again and rubbing the back of his neck. Yawning, he turned his head towards his still dead asleep boyfriend. Atsumu was always like this the morning after sex, especially after a night like last night. He always got this bone-deep tiredness and Kyumi found it difficult to wake him up. Whenever he did, the brown-eyed beauty would hiss in pain if Kyumi placed his hands in the wrong spot. It's only one of the reasons why he wants to start applying aftercare. Atsumu, baby wake up, you have to get in the shower. Kyumi only got a distress noise in response. No, Achu, you have to get up, you'll hate yourself later if you don't. Then you'll blame and get mad at me for not waking you up. Atsumu only rolled away from Kyumi. Achu, wait, you're gonna. A loud thud interrupted Kyumi. Fall, the curly hair male sighed. Can I at least get the cover back? A pleased noise came from the floor. That was a no. Kyumi ran a hand over his face with a fond expression. Why did he have to fall for the dumbasses? Kyumi got up and walked to the other side of the bed and pulled the covers off of Atsumu's naked form. No. Yeez, it's time to get up. If you don't, I won't cook you breakfast and I'll use up all the hot water again. That's not fair. Atsumu pouted, sitting up, crossing his arms like a toddler who wasn't allowed a toy or some type of extra sugary candy that will keep the child up for hours. Then get up and take a shower. Fine. The bottle blonde whined, pulling himself up off the floor and making his way to the bathroom. Thank you, love you. MHM. ... He was limping, he wondered if it was painful. He looked so stiff too. Would aftercare help with that? Would it make Atsumu feel less tension in his muscles? What should he get him to provide him with? Kyumi continued to think as he stripped the mattress of its sheets, too distracted by his own thoughts to remember that he had already done that last night. He should put him in a bath first, then clean him up or out if needed, and remove the sheets from the mattress while he's in there, then replace them obviously. Should he get him some food after a scene? What kind of food should he offer him? Possibly something healthy. The black-haired male got replacement sheets, spreading them across the bedding, hooking the fitted sheet on the corners of the bed. Or maybe something that would be more to his taste. Does the amount of food he'll bring him have anything to do with how long the scene will last, or should it be the same amount each time? Taking the flat sheet's corners and raising it above his head, then slowly lowering it. It fell unevenly over the bed, walking over to the sides of the mattress and pulling on it, straightening it. He knows he should get him water, maybe a bottle or two. Still, is that all he should get him, just a healthy snack and water? Should he massage him like how he did last night? It definitely made him fall asleep faster. Should he get some type of cream, lotion maybe? No, he'll get some massage oil. It would work better cause, you know, that's what it's made for. Kyumi stopped making the bed when he realized he had been straightening the sheets for the past 5 minutes. He grabbed the comforter and repeated the same action that he made with the flat sheet. Running his hand along the soft material, he looked at it with despair. He really didn't want to have that conversation, but he knew they needed to. It was for Atsumu's safety and comfort. Omi, time for you to make me breakfast. Kyumi rolled his eyes at the sound of Atsumu's voice interrupting what seemed to be a peaceful silence. Omi. Food. A small smile fell over his face as he began to make his way to the kitchen. Alright, I'm coming. Now stop yelling, you loud ass blonde. Excuse me good sir, may I remind you, you're yelling too, mole boy. I call offense to that. Good. Kyumi entered the kitchen and just stared at the setter stared back, making eye contact with each other. Kyumi's eyes burned. He wanted to blink so bad, but he wouldn't give in. He wouldn't lose to that stupid blonde across the room. Shit. Fuck. Kyumi groaned, rubbing his eyes. Ha 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 ha, loser, I won. Have fun with the dishes. Shut up, stupid beautiful blonde himbo with his stupid perfect teeth and pretty smile. Kyumi continued muddling curses. Compliments. Hated compliments, perhaps. Whatever he was trying to do, he was failing at it. Either way, he was going through the fridge to get the ingredients that he needed to make. What am I even making you? Kyumi asked, turning his head towards his boyfriend. Waffles. Atsumu replied in a suggestive way, moving his eyebrows up and down and biting his bottom lip. Kyumi was fucking disgusted. Why the hell did he have to fall for the goddamn weirdos? Why couldn't he have a normal boyfriend? Why did it have to be this one he fell for? Fuck this relationship. If this is how it was going to be, he wanted out now. Omi, your face. Stop looking at me like that, you're gonna make me pee. Oh shit, Omi. Atsumu screamed, running towards the bathroom. Yep, he just had to fall for the idiots. He blames it on being around Motoya so much, that now he needs to be around an idiot to function. Just make the waffles, and life will be easier for the both of them. He washed his hands thoroughly before grabbing the pancake mix and pouring it into a bowl. Turning on the sink, he let the water pour into the bowl. Moving the bowl from underneath the water, he began to stir the mixture and turned off the sink with his elbow, almost spilling it. Omi, guess what? Kyumi heard his love's voice sing through the halls. What? Kyumi sang back. The love of your life is back, Atsumu sang, popping back into the kitchen, with a goofy look on his face. Kyumi looked around the kitchen, faking confusion. Where is he? I don't see him anywhere, all I see is you, he said, looking his boyfriend up and down with fake disgust. Atsumu gasped dramatically, placing a hand across his chest, horribly acting as if he had been shot. Omi, how could you betray me like this? I thought you loved me. Huh? How could I ever love someone like you? You never dry your hair properly, and something like that is unforgivable. Kyumi said, chuckling between his words and turning his back on Atsumu. No, my love, why? All I wanted was for you to return the love I'd given you, but instead you turned your back on me, broke my heart, and threw me away as if I were nothing, as if our relationship didn't matter to you. Atsumu said, falling to his knees and curling up on the floor. Kyumi could no longer hold back his laughs. He wanted to double over and grab onto his stomach with how hard he was laughing, but he couldn't because he was still mixing the pancake mix. He takes back everything he said before. He loves his boyfriend even if he's an idiot sometimes who flirts with waffles. After Kyumi finished making the waffles, he sat down across the table from Atsumu and they began to dig into the food. He didn't know if he should bring it up now or maybe later. It would be the perfect time to do so, plus Atsumu seemed calm, or maybe he shouldn't do it because it could ruin the atmosphere. No, he should do it, it's important. They needed to have this conversation and he knew Atsumu wouldn't leave him over this. Hell, he probably wouldn't even argue with him. He'd probably just say he didn't think it was necessary but would comply anyway. So what was he so worried about? Omi, is something wrong? Kyumi looked at Atsumu, who had stopped eating to look at his boyfriend. Huh, what do you mean? You've been glaring at those waffles for, like, 5 minutes now. So it's either that there's something on your mind or you went insane. Atsumu says, pointing towards his plate with his fork. A small flush of pink dusted over his face in embarrassment. Kiriyumi ignored the embarrassment he felt and sighed. Guess he was doing this now. No more thinking over it, he just had to come out and say it. Like ripping off a band-aid, it shouldn't be difficult. It won't be difficult, all he had to do was say it. ... It was silent for a few moments. He couldn't say it, he just couldn't. Is it about last night? If that's what you're worried about, I already said yes, remember? You did? Yeah, you were talking about safe words and something else, what was it? Ah shit, I forgot. Ohio, wait, aftercare. Atsumu shouted like the stupid kid in class who finally understood the lesson that was being taught. Yeah, that was it. I heard you talking about it, but I don't remember everything you said because I was half asleep. He cut himself off by shoving episode waffle and his mouth chewed swallowed and then continued, but I do remember that I agreed. Or at least I hum in agreement. I'm just wondering why you're still thinking about it? Did you come to the conclusion that we don't need it, like I said? Atsumu said with a smug look on his face. No, we're still doing that, it'll be better for you. Yeah, okay. I get it, no need to lecture me anymore. Atsumu said, rolling his eyes playfully. I wasn't going to lecture you. Atsumu looked at him blankly because they both knew that was a lie. Kiriyumi would have started talking about how much he needed it and then would have gone on a 20-minute rant. They both knew that Kiriyumi just didn't want to admit it. Kiriyumi felt stupid. He had been worrying all morning about how to bring up the conversation and how to get Atsumu to agree to it when he already had. He was just too into his head to even notice. Yet there were still things that he needed to know. Would you like food after a scene or would you just want to shower then sleep? Probably take a shower and then eat. Honestly, it just depends on how big the scene is. Atsumu replies, taking another bite of his waffles. Okay, so that answered 2 of his questions. Would you want me to give you a massage after or would you only want food, water, and a shower? I mean, if we play rough I'd probably like a massage, but if it's only something small probably not, doesn't seem worth the effort. Atsumu paused and took a second to think. You know what, I'll just let you know, because like if we have a scene after practice. Even a light one, I don't know how I'll feel after that. So I'll just let you know instead, okay? Alright, thanks for letting me know. What about Atsumu cut him off. My safe word is peanut brittle. What? Peanut brittle? Yeah, it's weird and random, isn't it? I was thinking about having Osamu as my safe word but thought it was too weird, you know. Why the hell would it be Osamu? It's weird and would obviously throw you off. What the fuck, Atsumu, that's your brother. I know, that's why it's peanut brittle. I thought it was too gross. You Atsumu, just you, and if you start singing that stupid song I swear to God I'll stab you in the throat with a fork while you're sleeping. There was a tense silence between the 2 males in the room.
This is embarrassing. Ew, ew. Like seriously, ew, ew. No, seriously, ew. I can't, ew.
Mia. Atsumu ran down the hall with Kiriyumi hot on his tail. They'll continue this conversation later and even get more into detail about it, but right now he has more important things to do, like killing his beloved boyfriend.